Ashula Kuig, Ernesto, August Look Fairkana, Ella, Fudna. A very good afternoon and welcome to Croke Park. And as you join us, the sun begins to shine down on what is promising to be a most entertaining and highly exciting All-Ireland Club football final. Who would ever have believed it at the start of the championships in both Carlow and Cork, and particularly, I would imagine, Carlow, that Éire, the boys from Carlow Town, will be here for an All-Ireland Club football final. Indeed, there will be a lot of confusion here at Croke Park today because both Éire and O'Donovan Rossa from Skibbereen wear exactly the same colours, red and white. And both counties, both clubs rather, changed to their respective provincial counties' colours. So O'Donovan Rossa will be wearing blue and white. And as you can see on your TV sets at the moment, Éire of Carlow wearing the traditional green and white of Leinster. It's a breezy afternoon here in Croke Park, but it's a day that many players dream about playing in an All-Ireland final, and particularly about for the club players. That's what the GA praise themselves about, indeed rightly so. It's the grassroots level, and it's the grassroots day in here, Croke Park. Éire will line out like this. They just make two changes from their semi-final victory. Coincidentally, Jimmy Dooley, the man who should be marking John Brady, who will also be absent, loses out because of suspension. His place going to team captain Noel Fallon. Wearing the number 13 jersey today will be Joe Murphy, who joins the impressive duo Colm Hayden and Anthony Keating in the full forward line. The latter playing despite doubts about his fitness. A key area will be midfield, and here the Carlow champions are very strong. Garvin Ware and Hugh Brennan combining very well so far, but today is their biggest challenge. Cork and Munster champions O'Donovan Rossa have replaced their Cavan star John Brady with promising Brian Carmody in the full forward line. And this essentially is the only change in their lineup since the semi-final against Lavey. Skibbereen are also delighted that their trainer and right half-back Gene O'Driscoll passed a fitness test during the week, and thus their formidable half-back line of O'Driscoll, Anthony Davis and Ian Breen remains intact. The referee for today's All-Ireland Club football final is Jim Curran from Ardbow, County Tyrone. He refereed the Ulster final last year between Derry and Donegal. Just before you joined us, Éire won the toss and their captain Noel Fallon decided to play with the breeze. But it's O'Donovan Rossa that's going into the attack, and a brilliant start for their captain Mick McCarthy. After just 15 seconds of play, Mick McCarthy, small Mick they used to call him when he was underage, but he's far from small Mick down in Skibbereen at the moment. And already the man that's down injured is Joe O'Driscoll, and he seems to be in some pain, seems to have twisted his knee, and Mick McCarthy just checking that he's able to continue. Seems to be just only winded now, whatever way he fell. So O'Donovan Rossa, just after 15 seconds of play, leading by 1 point. Had an outstanding county final to O'Driscoll. The very first kick out in an All-Ireland final for John Cairns from Magowna Road in Carlow Town. Garvin Ware to Brendan Hayden. The low ball in towards his full forward, Colm Hayden. This is Brendan again. And taking too many steps, it's a free for O'Donovan Rossa. Anthony Davis giving it to Ian Breen. Now this is midfielder Brian O'Donovan. Hugh Brennan. And there's some fairly hefty challenges going in there, and the referee decides that it is an Éire ball. Well gathered by Tom Nolan. Decides to have a lash, and there's the first point for Éire. The trainee accountant gets the first score, coming just 1 minute and 52 seconds into the first half. Sides level, and still just 2 minutes gone in the first half. We're looking at the man that has taken over as substitute goalkeeper on the Cork senior football team to John Cairns. The Cork John Cairns, that is. Big Garvin Ware. Give it to Jody Morrissey. This is left half-back Alan Calman. Centre half forward Jody Morrissey, testing out the calibre of the fielding ability of the O'Donovan Rossa defence. Don O'Donovan blatantly pushed by Tom Nolan. And that's going to be a free for the blue and white. Just in case you've joined us, the blue jersey is O'Donovan Rossa this afternoon. Éire wearing the green. Both clubs changing colours because normally they're all red and white. Éire playing with that strong wind to their backs in this first half. Jody Morrissey giving it to Joe Hayden. Referee, yes, deciding now that it is a free. And if Éire are to succeed in this final, they're going to have to contain that Skibbereen half-back line. Joe Hayden sending that one over the end line and wide. Interestingly, both clubs play a similar brand of football, and O'Donovan Rossa very much have mastered it in recent months, taking on the mantle of the new Nemo Rangers, which is the ultimate compliment for O'Donovan Rossa. Testing ball, which goes just inches to the wrong side of the post. But that breeze is undoubtedly going to cause problems. And you can see how strong the breeze is here in Dublin. Éire playing with that wind to their backs. Well gathered by Garvin Ware. Beginning to settle. Jody Morrissey. His duel with Anthony Davis is crucial. Hugh Brennan, native of County Mayo from Swinford. And Swinford will be a little bit disappointed that he sent that one left and wide. But Éire, you must say, even at this early stages, are confident enough to have a goal from far out. There is a tendency when you play a running game such as this that you try and run it in all the way into the square. Anxious spectators looking on already. There's so much excitement over this All-Ireland Cup final. And Garvin Ware, it must be said, is causing a few problems for the midfield duo of Dennis O'Driscoll and Brian O'Donovan from Skibbereen. Fielding well. The Garda, based in Kevin Street, he actually transferred to the Garda last year and came back to Éire at the start of 1992. And that's what he's facing into. Trying to float it in. Kept in, however. Kevin O'Dwyer is there. Ian Breen, another Garda. And here come O'Donovan Rossa. Plenty of players loose to his right. Good play, however. This is Don Davis. The corner forward, Brian Carmody. This is the running game that Skibbereen have mastered in recent years. To Mick McCarthy. Getting inside rather easily, Derek Wynn. Mick, Skibbereen and Cork captain, fouled. And it's a free in for O'Donovan Rossa. You just sense that Éire are very concerned over this man because he has the ability to round Derek Wynn, and it had to be brought down there. Free comes to Brian Carmody, and there's the lead again for O'Donovan Rossa. And he's the man now that's replacing the injured John Brady, the Cavan star, who has knee ligament problems. But Brian Carmody, utility player, really can play anywhere. Great atmosphere here in Croke Park. Already the crowd chanting and cheering. The girls' primary school in Skibbereen, the principal is Sister Veronica. And she did a count yesterday to see how many students were going to Croke Park. All were going, so she gave them tomorrow off as well. So they're really enjoying themselves in Croke Park. A free for Éire, just outside the Skibbereen 45. Free taker, Anthony Keating. Loading it in. John O'Donovan. Anthony Davis taking it quickly, giving it to Dennis O'Driscoll. Still Dennis O'Driscoll. Referee allowing play to continue. John Davis. Giving it inside to Brian O'Donovan. Joe Driscoll to his right. Mick McCarthy to his right. Still Brian O'Donovan. And the Cork midfielder and skipperine man shows why he's going to become Shea Fahy's partner possibly for the championship. Brilliant run. It was hard work by the Davises, but when Brian O'Donovan took it on, he had options. One was Joe O'Driscoll. Two was Mick McCarthy to his right there, but he had the confidence to keep going, and beautifully over the bar. And remember, Skippereen are playing against the breeze. Tom Nolan. Anthony Keating. Loose inside is Joe Hayden in space. The ball running not very kindly for him. Swings it in. Colin Hayden, superbly gathered. Turning onto the right leg. Superbly saved and a goal. Hugh Brennan from Swinford and County Mayo. Now living in Granby Road. His very first year with Éire Road. And the Carlow people rejoice in Croke Park. Can you believe it, man? We've scored. Joe Hayden, a veteran of this Éire Road side, sending it in. Made brilliantly by Colin Hayden, outfielding John O'Donovan. He had a shot which Kevin O'Dwyer got down bravely to. Came out to Hugh Brennan and whacked by Neville Murphy. It took a lot of hard work to get the point. The sides are level. 12 minutes gone in the first half. This is great defending by Éire Road, but equally great work by O'Donovan Rossa. Neville Murphy finally got the opportunity and he took it easily and well. Of O'Donovan Rossa's 4 points, 3 of them have come from the full forward line. Brian O'Donovan, Brian Carmody does a goal on here, and brilliantly saved by John Kearns. Magnificent save. He did it in Knockmore and he's done it in Croke Park. Oh, that's an inspiring save for Éire Road. Alan Callanan sending a ball deep inside to try and find Anthony Keating. Waiting outside is Colin Hayden if he can get it to him. There's Hayden. Making an angle. Sending it in, but it's not going to curl. But what a magnificent save by John Kearns. He's only conceded 2 goals in the whole Leinster Championship, and both of them, surprisingly, from frees, 14-metre frees. But this was a one-on-one situation. Carmody against Kearns, Kearns bravely down. The wind catching the leather as it goes into the air. Question of lying on the ball, I'd say, and the referee rightly is going to give a hot ball. Brian O'Donovan. Jody Morrissey. Getting a ball in for Colin Hayden. He's got inside John O'Donovan. Gets it across, and that's gone wide. Yes, the referee agrees. The referee had his arms extended, and I think the Carlow people thought he was going to give a penalty. But no, ball gone wide. We are doing okay, says the woman from Carlow. But I put in a word of caution. Éire Road are playing with wind advantage. Fine fielding by Dennis O'Driscoll. This is Ian Breen that's going to take it. Brought down by Gavin Ware to Brendan Hayden, and the butcher in Fitzmaurice is in Castle Street, gets it all the way down to Colin Hayden, his brother. Rooster they call him in Carlow. The Roosters looking for support. Well, that's called opening up the play. I don't think Carlo would be too pleased with it, but they maintain possession. Comes back outside to Tom Nolan. Alan Callanan is forming an overlap, and he takes his point. Excellent play by Alan Callanan. Now you can see why Éire of Carlo are in the All-Ireland Club Football Final. This is no fluke. They support and back each other up brilliantly. This is left half back. He's on the 20-metre line. And with the outside of the boot, in off the post and over. Tom Nolan just losing out. Good challenge from John Davis. This is Mick McCarthy. Derek Wynn having his hands full to keep him under control. Back to John Davis. Getting inside, and again to John Kearns. Gets it out far as Alan Callanan. Ball down towards the middle. That's picked off the ground blatantly. And quickly taken. Mick McCarthy. Good scoring position, and John Kearns safely underneath it. And a good intelligent ball out to Garvin Ware. The name Ware is very much synonymous with Waterford hurling. His uncles Charlie and Jim played in the 30s and 40s with the DCs. It's Dennis O'Driscoll. Ian Breen coming in to help. Great challenging by Carlo, and Ian is guilty of picking the ball off the ground rather. And Joe Hayden again finding Colm Hayden. Trying to get inside John O'Donovan. Cork full back staying solid, but he manages to get the point. What Tony Boyle failed to do in a league match in Donegal, Colm Hayden has stretched the Carlo champions lead by 2 points. And he really is a superb player. In Murray Dunshka. Coolin Onawaharfad. Skibbereen and Éire Óg supporters intermixed. Anxiety etched all over their faces. Ian Breen tussling with Hugh Brennan, and it's Ian that comes away with it. To John Davis. To Brian O'Donovan, and he's near acres in front of him. Cuts inside, takes a shot off the crossbar. Mick McCarthy taken away from him. Comes to Neville Murphy, locked down again. Well, you need a little bit of luck to win a championship. Maybe that was it for Éire Óg. Time will only tell. This is Hugh Brennan. Frontal charge, and quickly taken. Knocking it down, Tom Nolan. Goal on here, hits it, oh, he sends it wide. There are so many talking points about this first half. Tom Nolan was straight through. The trainee accountant had to take on Kevin O'Dwyer, and this time he tried to place it too much to the left. Hugh Brennan knocking it down to Jody Morrissey, but Hugh was climbing up on Dennis O'Driscoll. So it's a free for Skibbereen. This is Pat Davis. The two Davises have exchanged wings. Ball inside for Joe O'Driscoll. Brendan Hayden trying to keep him out. That's a poor ball. Picked up neatly and easily by Hugh Brennan, but given away. This is Gene O'Driscoll, native of Para, transferred to Skibbereen 1989. This is Don Davis. Still Don Davis. And the referee has decided that it is a free for O'Donovan Rossa for that challenge on Don Davis. Mick McCarthy, he scored 1 goal and 9 points against Lavi in the semi-final. He's got 2 points in the All-Ireland final. So just 1 point between the sides. Who is going to win this All-Ireland final? Well gathered by Garvin Ware, giving it back to his captain Noel Fallon. Survives a hefty challenge. Alan Callan, well blocked down by Brian O'Donovan, but Callan responds by getting the ball back. Bad ball, but Garvin Ware survives. That's good play to Hugh Brennan, waiting for it. But Dennis O'Driscoll doesn't, giving it back to Joe Driscoll. Interpassing swift and accurate. Joe Driscoll losing a little bit of possession. Oh, brilliantly intercepted by Derek Wade. Teacher in Summerhill College in Sligo is fouled, and it's a free out. So Derek Gwynn being fouled, and a free out for Éire, a bearded man from Court Place in Carlow Town. He missed actually the All-Ireland semi-final due to injury. Anthony Davis knocking down for Brian O'Donovan to latch onto it. Suddenly O'Donovan Rossa have settled a little bit more, particularly around midfield. Anthony Davis seems to have been charging. Anthony disagrees adamantly. And it's a free for Éire. Don Walker. Ian Green. Then telling his coach, Gino Driscoll, to leave it. Pat Davis. Their interpassing game being a little bit upset by a tight marking Éire defence. A little bit slow on delivering it, but John Wynne got away with it. Send it back up towards Jody Morrissey. Anthony Davis knocking it down. This is Ian Breen battling with Tom Nolan. And again the target is Colm Hayden. This time it's the veteran John Evans. 37 at the moment, 38 next month, trying to add on an All-Ireland title. Brilliant play by Anthony Keating. A ball sent in towards Joe Hayden. This is Joe Murphy. He needs support outside. It comes in the form of Jody Morrissey. Runs on to Colm Hayden. Cuts inside. He's looking again for support. Joe Murphy again. Half blocked down. And eventually, it's Brian O'Donovan that comes away with it. Pat Davis. Brian O'Donovan. Sending it up towards Brian Carmody. Noel Fallon staying with him. The captain. Oh, brilliant play by the cornerback. Can't quite hold on to it, and John Wynne is there. 3 outs, Fair Road, yes. Great ball up towards Garvin Ware. The question is, after 25 minutes, with the scoreline 2-3 to 5, is that enough for Éire? John O'Donovan. Outside him is Gino Driscoll. Back to John O'Donovan. To Don Davis. Cleanly dispossessed. And Alan Callanan turns defence into attack. Garvin Ware is to his right. Aims at Hugh Brennan, or Colm Hayden rather, and that goes to the left and wide. The most entertaining game of football. And Skippereen are looking on, and there are definitely no smiles in that crowd at the moment. Would you blame them? This man made his debut for Skippereen 2 years ago in a replay of a championship match against Piercy in Bandon. Garvin Ware coming back into it, lofting a ball which is tailing to the left and wide. It's a total of 9 wides now for Carlow, and they are playing with wind advantage. John Kearns at the other end, after that marvellous save, certainly helped to settle his side. You talk about intimidation in terms of coming to Croke Park and atmosphere. And Carlow and Éire may never have played in Croke Park, neither would Donovan Rossa, but they're producing a sparkling performance so far. Don Davis. Where can we go? Nick McCarthy. He really is the danger man. Cutting inside. There's another goal on here. Oh, brilliant! Nick McCarthy. That's why he's captain of Cork. That's why he's captain of Skibbereen. A peep to the goal. And the West is finally awake. Nick McCarthy, always having the best of Derek Wynn. Tearing through. Éire and John Kearns this time had no chance. Right into the roof. I asked and posed the question a moment ago, would 4 points be enough? Now there's only 1 point. That definitely is not enough after wind advantage. Poor ball from Garvin Ware. And Éire now will have to show their character. But I saw them play against Knockmore and Knockmore, and they had character that afternoon. A goal like this will not upset them. It shouldn't, at least. Joe Driscoll going straight through. There's a loose man inside Neville Murphy, but Joe Driscoll was fouled. It's a free in for Donovan Rossa. Nick McCarthy, an easy one. Making it now 1 goal and 3 points, his personal tally so far. Donovan Rossa 1-6. Sides are level. 28, almost 29 minutes gone in the first half. Ball running out. First Pat Davis. Ryan O'Donovan stepping inside Jody Morrissey. That's a question of throwing the ball from one to the other, and referee spotting it, Jim Quirn. This is Joe Murphy. Staying with him is Frank McCarthy. Jody Morrissey, highly rated in Carlow. Anthony Davis coming in to challenge and fouling him. Joe Hayden, son of former Carlow and Leinster star Brendan Hayden, and one of 3 brothers on the side. Driving in across towards Hugh Brennan. Half blocked down. John Evans coming out with it, met an almighty challenge, and down he goes. It's free out for Donovan Rossa. Ball coming in. Don O'Donovan, Anthony Davis, that was actually the one that got the challenge, and the referee has blown the half-time whistle, and Éire and O'Donovan Rossa, 30 minutes of action, have produced a most entertaining first half. Many talking points, superb goals, 3 of them, and some incredible misses as well. Many talking points. It's all to play for. As at half-time they go into the dressing room, sides level. Éire of Carlow, 2 goals, 3 points. Donovan Rossa of Skibbereen, 1 goal and 6. So it's All-Ireland Club Football Final Day, and part of All-Ireland Day, whether it be the first or third Sunday in September or St. Patrick's Day, our Tain Boys band play a most important role. Good to see them here. Let's listen to them just for a few moments.